Hey everyone, so I just sort of wanted to show off some of the stuff that I've been working on in my room. This is my sort of gaming setup I have going on right now, and since it's snowing, it's pretty beautiful and everything's sort of clean and neat right now, I figured it might be a good idea to show it off on a video. I have been working a lot on it to make sure that it really is as aesthetically pleasing as possible, or as pleasing as possible that I can make it, as well as showing off some personality traits and stuff on it. It's not perfect, and there's still a lot that I'm working on fixing and making better and that sort of stuff, but I figure that, those things are going to take some time, and, there might not be massive changes, so I can show it off right now. So for my mouse, I'm using the Logitech G903. It's a good mouse, it's wireless, battery life is okay, the RGB is cool, but it's a mouse. It's not really too special or anything, but it works really great. But I don't have an opinion on it really. But this thing I do have an opinion on, that's my keyboard, which is a penguin themed keyboard, which is my favorite animal, and it's one of those things that just makes everything really really great, and I really like that keyboard a lot. And next to it, I obviously have my headphones, which are the Sennheiser HD6XX from Massdrop, which are basically just a copy of HD650s from Sennheiser, but more cheap. And it is not necessarily up to its full potential, since it's running a VO E10K, so it's not an amplifier that could be, giving as much power as it needs, but it's good enough, really. And next to that, I have my Nintendo Switch that I use for just playing random games and stuff. And also, obviously, next to the Nintendo Switch, I have my computer, and that's the thing that I'm really proud of also, because I really worked toward it a lot. So for my computer, it's, to me at least, very aesthetically pleasing, because all the colors are matching, and I made sure everything was white. And it also has that decal on the SSD that I bought. It has a flamingo on it, which is my second favorite animal, and it really I feel like it really adds a lot to it. Also, it has 3 RGB fans as well as a stock fan on it, so that adds a lot of light inside the PC. It also has 32 gigabytes of RAM from Corsair, which is RGB. And as for specs, it has an i7 8700 with also an GeForce RTX 2060. This one is a little bit overclocked, but not really, but it's still pretty good. And also, as for the cables, I do have the Asia Horse white cable extensions to make sure that it looks even more pleasing than just the typical sort of ugly PSU cables that you see in normal PC builds. So I was more than willing to spend extra money on that. Also, one of those things that I really like, again, like I'm mentioning it once more, is again the SSD on it, which is one of those things that just, every time I look at my computer, I see that SSD decal, and just makes me really happy to see that. Also, obviously, like, it's not that important, but it is a 1TB SSD in there from Samsung. It's nothing fast, but it still works, and it has my operating system on it. Also, I have a little Yoshi on top of it, so that's kind of cool also. As for my monitors, I am using a 24-inch Dell monitor, and as a vertical monitor as my secondary. And it works pretty great. It's on a monitor arm, but it has a little like glare to it, and it's not the actual best monitor you could have as a secondary, but it works. But for my primary monitor, it's a glare-free 144Hz 1 millisecond response time 1920 by 1080 monitor, which is something I really like, and it's been really great, and I really don't know anything that could be better to it, except maybe a little bit better resolution. And also, it is a TM panel in the first place. Obviously, I have a little bit cheapo webcam that I got from Amazon. Don't really know what company it's from. It's just something that a random company was selling for very cheap, but it does its job. And yeah, that's really it. But then I also have this thing next to my setup, which has my charging stations for my phone and my iPad and my AirPods. And also, I just generally have some stuff I like to have there. So there's a lamp from Xiaomi, which is a pretty good lamp, but also a Surface Duo right there. If you don't know what a Surface Duo is, it's the kind of phone that has 2 screens on it, so it's really useful for stuff that you might want to be doing, like browsing Reddit and watching YouTube at the same time. And next to that, I have a bunch of, you know, random Lego stuff, really. Could be more interesting, I guess, but I really like those two sets. And obviously, then I have my Oculus Quest charging next to those two. I have my Quest 1 in the drawer right now, but I am still using the charging cable for the Quest 1 as for everything. But yeah, that's the. I also use the Cos KSC75 headphones for my audio experience for Oculus Quest, because the audio isn't that good, and those things are really comfortable to wear and stuff. So that's one of those things that I really like about everything. But yeah, that's mostly it. There's a lot of other stuff I could be sharing, but that's kind of the overall show off of everything that I have going on in there. I do have some other things planned, but so stay tuned for that. But yeah.